Hi, good morning. How are you, my dear students? Hope all are safe and sound by the grace of Almighty Allah. Dear students, in my last class, I talked about a topic from English second part, and today again I am going to discuss from English second part a topic called changing sentence. And from this topic, I would like to discuss sentence. According to structure, there are three kinds of sentence. Okay, it's called simple, complex, and compound. Dear students, not more talk. Now let's enjoy the class. Okay, changing sentence, and today we will discuss according to structure sentence. There are three kinds of sentence. That is called simple, and then complex, and then compound. Okay, simple means the simple indicates the sentence which has only one subject and one predicate or finite verb. Okay, do you have the clear conception about finite verb? Finite verb actually indicates the verb which can be able to express its meaning. Okay, then complex sentence. Actually, complex sentence indicates the sentence which has one principal clause and one subordinate clause. Okay, do you know the principal clause and subordinate clause? Actually, clause indicates the sentence which has one subject and one finite verb, and in spite of having one subject and finite verb, but it must be a part of a long sentence. For example, at least we will see simple. I have a pen. Okay, I have a pen. But complex, I have a pen which is new. Dear students, I have a pen. Okay, it has only one subject and one finite verb or one predicate. Okay, it's simple sentence. But on the other hand, complex sentence which has a principal clause. I have a pen. It is principal clause because this clause can easily express its meaning without depending on other clause. But which is new, it is subordinate clause or dependent clause, because without principal clause, this clause is totally unable to express its meaning. So it's dependent to express meaning on principal clause, and that's why it is called subordinate clause. Okay, dear students, one principal clause and one subordinate clause, it makes a complex sentence. Okay, and then compound sentence. I went to market. I went to market and bought a shirt. Okay, dear students, it's compound sentence because it has two principal clause. I went to market. It is totally able to express its meaning, and I bought a shirt. It is also a principal clause, but the both sentences are connected with and. Okay, that means compound sentence actually connected with. Do you know the conjunction that is called fan boys? Okay, there are 7 conjunctions here. Fan boys. That means fan, A for. Okay, A for and N for nor. Okay, and S for so. and then B for but, and O for or, and Y for yet. ওকে, ফ্যান ভয়েস। তাহলে আমরা এভাবে লিখব ফ্যান বয়, ঠিক আছে, ফ্যান ভয়েস। তাহলে ফ্যান ভয়েস actually it is the combination of for and nor, so, but, or, yet. Okay, these are the conjunction which actually we will get in a compound sentence, and you have to remember that there are two principal clauses here. One is I went to market and bought a shirt. It is another principal clause, and there are some characteristics in a compound sentence. That is, if the subject is the same subject in the first clause and second clause, then you know the second subject is usually hidden. Okay, it's unnecessary to use, and that's why I went to market and I bought a shirt. So the second in the beginning of the second sentence, the subject I is here hidden. It's not useless. Okay, it's not necessary to use. And finally, we will again discuss simple sentence indicates which has one subject and one predicate or finite verb. Okay, and complex sentence is one principal clause and one subordinate clause. Okay, one principal clause and one subordinate clause. And compound sentence has at least two principal clause. Okay, and these kinds of sentence we can divide simple, complex, and compound. Now we can give a summary actually about simple, complex, and compound. So what have we get? Actually simple, this is the summary. Simple, complex, compound. Compound. Okay, subject, finite verb, and conjunction. Okay, subject simple has one subject, one finite verb, no conjunction. On the other hand, and the complex sentence, two subject, two finite verb, and one conjunction. And compound, subject maybe one or two, and finite verb also maybe one or two, and one conjunction. Okay, if you see the summary, that you can easily understand that simple has one subject, one finite verb, and no conjunction. And in a complex sentence, you must have two subjects, two finite verb, and one conjunction. And in a compound sentence, the same way, the subject may be one or two. Okay, you know, if the subject is both the same subject, then subject may be one. But if the subject is different, then you have to use two subjects. And in the case of verb, if the verb is common in both in first and second sentence or clause, then verb must be one. But if the verb are different, then you will get two verbs here. Okay, and you must get one conjunction. Okay, so now we will discuss some examples from simple to complex. From simple to complex. From simple to complex. Okay. Simple. If the subject starts with verb plus gerund. Okay. Verb plus gerund. That means gerund means verb plus ing. Okay. Verb plus ing, and then complex. Complex usually start if you. Instead of by, we will use here if plus subject plus verb. Okay, verb 1 dot and the principal clause. These are the form of a simple and complex. Now we can see an example. Simple by reading attentively you can make a good result. Okay, this is the simple sentence because this is not a clause. By reading attentively, actually it is a phrase, it's not a clause. So it has one subject and one finite verb. Okay, by reading attentively, if you make it a complex sentence, then it will become if and then subject. Okay, remember, simple has only one subject, but whenever you will try to make it a complex sentence, you have to use the two subjects. You have to use two subjects. If necessary, you will use the one subject for twice. Okay, if you read, because if plus subject plus verb 1, and this ing will remove. If plus if you read attentively, and then principal clause will be the same. If you read attentively, you can make a good result. Okay, if you read attentively, you can make a good result. In the same way, by running fast, you can catch the train. Then how can we will turn the sentence into complex? If you run fast, you will catch the train. Okay, in this way. Now we will see another structure. Okay, simple without plus gerund. Okay, and then complex if you don't or unless you, and then subject unless you plus verb. Okay, verb 1 plus verb 1 plus the another object. Okay, another clause, the principal clause. Now let's prove it by giving an example. Without eating you can't live. So if we turn the simple sentence into complex, then we have to use if you don't eat, and then principal clause must come here. Okay, if you don't eat, you can't live, or unless you eat, you can't live. Okay, dear students, now let's discuss another structure. Okay, simple subject plus verb plus article plus adjective plus noun. Okay, if the simple sentence has the same structure, then complex will be just remove the adjective from here. Okay, and the other part of the sentence will be the same. Subject plus verb plus article plus noun, and then you will have to add noun plus relative pronoun. That means who oblique which. Okay, you know, when the subject or when the noun the person will indicate the person, then you will have to use who, and the noun if the noun becomes object, then we will have to use which. Okay, who or which, and then be verb, and then the adjective. Okay, the adjective. For example, simple, I have a new pen. I have a new pen. Okay, subject plus verb plus article plus adjective plus noun. Okay, and then complex. Just we'll remove new from here, and other part of the sentence will be the same. I have a pen. I have a pen which is new. Okay, dear students, which is new because which indicates the noun, a pen, and that's why if the object or noun becomes the person. Suppose I have my sister is a good student. My sister is a good student. Then how can we complex it? My sister is a student who is good. In the same way, Japan is a developed country. Japan is a country which is developed. Okay, dear students, not more talk today. And I believe if you follow the class, you must be benefited. And we must again the same topic in my next class. So be connected with me in the classes, and you should be very careful whenever you try to go out, because you know actually we are passing a very dangerous period that's called COVID-19. So okay, dear students, please take care and be careful all the time. Okay, so not more talk today, and please again I will request you, please be serious, be attentive in your studies. Okay, dear students, have you good luck.